Well, let's go over to Kenya, where demonstrations have been banned in the central business districts of three major cities, the capital Nairobi, Mombasa, and the opposition stronghold of Kisumu. The Minister of Internal Security, Fred Matiang'i, says protest organizers would be held personally liable for any damage caused. There has been growing tension in the country since the Supreme Court annulled the results of August's presidential election. The main opposition leader, Raila Odinga, has announced his withdrawal from a planned rerun, and his supporters have been holding regular protests. Staying in the East African country, a total of 11 people have pleaded guilty to possessing banned plastic bags in its coastal city of Mombasa. The group, which included street vendors selling apples and sugarcane in plastic bags, were arrested 2 days ago following a raid by environmental officials. Local media reports that Magistrate Martin Rabera, who presided over their case, let them go, saying the court sympathized with them as first offenders. Ms. Rabera further states that their arrest is to serve as a strong warning to the public as the possession of plastic bags breaks the law. The law provides a fine of up to $38,000 or a prison sentence of up to 4 years for anyone caught selling, manufacturing or carrying them. A ban on plastic carrier bags came into force in Kenya in August. An apartheid-era policeman in South Africa, João Rodrigues, has been ordered by an inquest judge to be investigated on charges of murder and perjury over the 1971 death of political activist Ahmed Timol. Judge Billy Mothele rejected Mr. Rodrigues' testimony that Mr. Timol had dived out of the 10th floor window of the police headquarters in the main city, Johannesburg. It was established that Mr. Timol was pushed to his death and was murdered. Mr. Timol's family have welcomed the ruling, saying they feel vindicated after a decades-long campaign for the truth to emerge. More than 70 activists have died in detention during apartheid. The ruling is expected to lead to increased pressure on the democratically elected government to investigate their deaths. Burkina Faso's former Foreign Minister Djibril Bastole has been placed under house arrest following his release from military custody over treason charges. He is under scrutiny for his alleged role in the failed coup in 2015. The former foreign minister will remain in the presidential villa under military surveillance. However, his family says they do not know his exact location and are expecting his return soon. A 38-year-old man is due in court in South Africa for money laundering. The suspect is expected to appear at Bellville Magistrates Court in Cape Town on charges of contravening the Customs and Excise Act by failing to declare the cash. He was accused of trying to travel with suitcases stuffed with more than 10 million rand, about 560,000 pounds in cash. According to a spokesman for the Elite Police Unit, customs officials detained him and seized the cash yesterday at Cape Town's International Airport as he was about to board a plane to Dubai. A probe is underway to determine the trial and origin of the money, as authorities cannot rule out illicit activities. Well, let's go over to Sudan, where the country has, for the first time in 20 years, began receiving foreign currency inflows after the U.S. government lifted decades-old trade sanctions on the northern African country. The receipt of international transfers in U.S. dollars to 2 Sudanese banks in what is the first sign of recovery for Sudan's battered economy was confirmed in a statement by the central bank. The decision to suspend sanctions and lift a trade embargo on freeze assets and remove financial restrictions came after a U.S. assessment that Sudan had made progress on counterterrorism cooperation and resolving its long internal conflicts, such as in Darfur. Khartoum is hopeful that the sanctions decision will help it regain access to global financial markets, which could help draw in badly needed investments as well as raise prospects for a recovery. Elections may not be held in the Democratic Republic of Congo until April 2019. Well, this is according to the country's Electoral Commission. The commission says it would need at least 504 days to organize the poll once voter registration is completed. This is coming in the course of an agreement between President Joseph Kabila and the opposition, which was mediated by the Catholic Church, urging elections to take place before the end of the year. Elections were originally scheduled for November 2016 and cancelled by the Electoral Commission, citing logistical and financial difficulties, implying that Joseph Kabila stays on beyond his legitimate mandate. Still to come on the program. Humanitarian situation in Congo worsens as violence escalates. Do join us again.